I have high expectation about this country. We're gonna look at Montenegro with 630,000 people in this land, and you can see a few jumps each and there, and then they go down. So let's see how they live. Fortunately, we have a clear border, so we can actually see where the country ends and where it begins. So it's gonna be very helpful with that. Let's start here. Let's see in the mountains, around 900 meters elevation. The road's pretty nice. This nice forest of pine trees, looking pretty well. And this is from 2016, so quite a while back, and they're still doing pretty well. Yeah, this graffiti here, not exactly a big fan of those, but I don't know. Clearly, some locals. Oh, we have some sort of police car there. Can you go back a bit? Or military? I'm not sure, but it looks like a police car most likely. Roads, absolutely great. What else can we see here? That's a nice alley, I would say, although it feels like it doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, overall not so bad. Again, those fixation with big houses. I don't know why in poor countries people make big houses for whatever reason. Instead, they should make it more efficient, more cozy in a small space. They go in from exactly opposite. But again, maybe it's just me. Well, we have some sort of urban area. Let's see how well they manage this one. Not so great. Now we have some problem with Google. I have to reset all of those. Fucking hate them. Yeah, let me go back. When I was, I think that was, I don't know, maybe going on this street. Some sort of a cemetery here, which is quite interesting. Housing, okay. We have a brand new construction here. They're using bricks and concrete, which is pretty good. I hate those wooden roof. That's the first things that are gonna catch fire. Every time you see a fire in Europe, in houses, in the neighborhoods, it's 100% from the roof. Yeah, housing here. This is again 2016. Pretty old feeling, I would say, but in the same time, I'm glad they don't have one of those insane, huge buildings that doesn't make any sense to anyone. That's a nice Mercedes there. I mean, a big jamming together, but again, combination between small lands and big houses doesn't help. This guy really like his car, I guess. They shaded from the sun. This is some sort of an apartment building, which looks pretty good in my opinion, compared with the alternative, which is supposed to be one of those giant skyscrapers or whatever they call it. Much better choice. Although it's a small town, I guess everyone knows everyone here, which is not bad. Wow, those are big windows. Not so bad considering this is the part of the country. I mean, like when you go on the beach on the sea level, that's gonna be much more interesting. But even here, it looks pretty good. They have a quarry here, so I guess they the town works pretty much there. Who knows? You know, usually in Europe, when they close those quarries, the entire land goes down with it. So hopefully they're not gonna make the same mistake as a country that entered European Union did it. So yeah. What else can we see here? Huge parking lots, not that many cars. Life seems pretty simple here, to be honest. Not so bad. Not so bad. You might say about this landscaping that it's not exactly done right, because we are used to it here in Europe to see just nice grass here cut every week or so. I think it's a different problem. I think you should plant those nice lashy plants that we have in beach areas, and that's gonna look much better. And it doesn't need maintenance whatsoever, so that's gonna be a much better choice in my opinion. Yeah, roads are absolutely impeccable. I'm not sure exactly. When I go with those countries, I expect them to be like absolutely no roads whatsoever. It's just potholes and potholes. But again, the roads looks better than my country again, and we have like almost 20 years in European Union, and feels like for nothing. Uh, yeah, here in the mountains, almost 1,000-meter elevation, and obviously climbing by this road. Not so bad. Again, roads pretty good. Looks fine. Looks pretty cozy so far. And it's not a huge country with small population, so they already have a huge advantage in that area. So we'll have the river, some lakes there, even some mountains here. It's almost 2,000 meters. I think back up there is gonna be around 2,000 meters. They have some interesting plants. Everything is clean, no garbage. It's already looking great, and yeah, I wanna see that from above. See, 2,000 meter. Pretty fine. Yeah. It's nice to have those escape in your country when you just don't have to travel that far away to enjoy the mountains. And we're gonna see when you go to the sea level, it's gonna be even better. Wow, some sort of an island here, I guess. Pretty good. Yeah, looking great. Let's check the road. Probably it's gonna be in a perfect condition, but let's see it anyway. Well, not so much actually. At least not this portion. Probably needs some new permits for that, or maybe just go in a different district that, oh no, it's until here. So yeah, probably some, oh no, even here. So, okay, the road's not exactly great, but it's usable. And this is 2016. Who knows, maybe we improve it by now. What else can we see? They have a town here? No, it's just, wow, look at this road. Feels like it's gonna fall over. Wow, I mean, the road is pretty good, but feels a lot dangerous here. To those mountains. Let's check them anyway. Yeah, that's not a great. I thought it's gonna park the car there, but no, it isn't. Um, Pretty good. Almost 1,000-meter elevation. Nice view of the lake. Have some houses there that I saw. And this is the town, I guess. Let's check this one. Uh, Pretty decent. Again, a lot of apartments building. That not exactly a big fan of those. Like I said, it's just not a great way to build housing. We have some people with some houses each and there, but not that many. But there is a lot of land available, so that's good. That's a much better choice here. I mean, look at this. Even though the houses are not that modern, still looking better than apartment buildings, and the view is probably great. It's a already good life there. Again, the same problem probably is gonna be like finding a job, finding a good wage. Otherwise, you're living in a pretty much paradise. Wow, look at these mountains, how high they are. Yeah, Montenegro, they're doing very well so far, I have to say. And a lot of that doing very well is because, in my opinion, that low population. That's probably the main factor why they're doing so well. And when the population is going to go even further down than that, the improvement in life is going to be exponential. It's going to be like a stock market, the compound interest. You have a growing economy with less people to eat into that, and not that big of the country to also eat in infrastructure. Yeah, they could be one of those countries that anyone wants to live in there at some point. Who knows? We will see. This is the main city. Let's see. Probably it's not going to be that appealing because they're going to see a lot of apartment buildings, but we will go to check them anyway. That's kind of a pothole there, but it's from the sewage, so they have to lift that up. This is a housing neighborhood, obviously. This is from Selen. Those graffiti always bothers me so much. They destroy the aesthetics, obviously. They need more trees here, otherwise pretty decent. Yeah, and this apartment building's not so great. Probably, again, people move here because they can find jobs much easier, but I don't know. With those new AI technologies, that can already feel it. That it's not easy to find a job. That trend might reverse even faster, that people's gonna move back to the countryside. Here, a lot of Mercedes, by the way. Yeah, those houses again, very complex structure, way too big for the land that they have. People don't even care about the land that they have. You know, like, look, we have a small land. You cannot have a big house on that land. It's gonna look very bad. I mean, look at this. Just everyone's gonna jamming everyone together, and you need more taller plants, so you can actually have some privacy. Otherwise, pretty decent. Very simple, nice view of the mountains in the background. Pretty good as a capital. It's nice to don't have just flatlands everywhere. It's pretty good. Let's check this hill here. Probably some trails that people goes there to sleeping in this case, but I guess they just go to run or I don't know, walk. I don't think they have like a wild animal there. It's way too close to civilization to have bears or something like that. That's gonna kill you. This is again 2016, so almost 10 years ago. And even back then, looking pretty well. Look at this, see? That's privacy, but a bit taller, that would be nicer. But that's better. That's way better. Yeah, so far not so bad. They need clearly some improvements, but it's not looking bad at all. And this is the capital, by the way. 100% is going to be the capital. I'm not sure exactly. But judging by the size, it is the capital. Yeah, a lot of houses looking pretty good. Let's move to the coastline. Here is going to be, like I say, the main event. Here we're going to see a much better way of living, 100%. Let's check this one first. I mean, the coastline, very nice indeed. They have some sort of hotels and restaurants and all of that here. And this is 2024, so very recently. That's an expensive car, by the way. So far looking pretty good. I think that's a house, which is a nice one. Very close to the sea, I would say, not the beach, but in this case, it's a bit different. Yeah, we have some apartment buildings here that's not gonna look that great. I mean, look at this, how tall they are. It's just completely out of touch with the land around them. Very bad indeed. Nice cars, nice, probably an apartment building, I'm not sure, but pretty good, decent. If we move away from those apartments, let's see if we go here, it's gonna see an improvement. I mean, they're still jamming everyone together, and this is clearly an apartment building, but it's much better done than that monstrosity that we just saw earlier. Yeah, it's a very narrow street. Not a huge fan of those, but again, it's Europe. It's kind of allowed here, just the way it is. Pretty good. Yeah, that's a nice house there. They have some palm trees. I mean, Montenegro, I'm not sure exactly how expensive it is, but it looks pretty nice to live here. Again, hopefully it's not going to be expensive. They're doing pretty well. Wow, they have even a yachting club here. Pretty good. Pretty good. Like I say, the coastline, it's way better than whatever we're gonna see in the inside the land, let's say. But even inside the land is pretty good, and the country being so small, you can actually travel in less than a day from one end to another. So, see, another advantage. Ooh, that's a nice car. That's another. I mean, we still like have those old cars, but now I kind of like those old cars even better than the new ones. So yeah, probably it's gonna have some sort of a reversal trend in those countries. It's better to have an old car that you maintain it very well than just buying a new car that's gonna break every single, I don't know, month if you get lucky. What else can you have? Have some pools here, some guys. I mean, clearly, like I say, it's European. It's just very close, jamming together everyone in those spaces, which I don't like it, but I guess it is what it is here. What else can we see on the coastline? Let's move a bit further. Looking for a nice beach, but here it's gonna be like rocks everywhere, so it's not gonna be easy, but they have those nice caves. I mean, look at this. I swear to God, those are countries that, I mean, they're known, but not that much. and especially as a tourist vacation. I'm not sure exactly how they're doing there, like I said, with everyday life, how much taxes they have, how much security. But it seems a lot to me like could be a actually better place to live, at least until they join the European Union. Hopefully, it's not gonna be the case, but it feels better to me. I mean, you already have the land. You don't have that much people. You are in control of your country. We're gonna look at the corruption and how uh, economy is doing there, but so far it seems to do pretty well. This is clearly a rich neighborhood, and this is how exactly everybody should live like this. That's how it's supposed to be. You know, that's probably going to be expensive to buy a house here, but that's how it's supposed to be. And again, population's going down, so the people that's going to be left, let's say, is going to be in those areas. I mean, look at this. They have one of the, I love those cars. Just have one of those electric one, going everywhere you're going, no issues whatsoever. So yeah, probably some sort of a private neighborhood. I'm not sure because clearly we cannot go there. Let me check this one, or some sort of a club here. I'm not sure. This is from 2016 and it feels like it wasn't finished back then, and now it's finished. Let me check this one. It looks great. I mean, that's a minimum. Like I said, this is how it's supposed to be. Yeah, this is how you're supposed to live, like here. But again, probably one of those right now, it's very expensive. So the only reason that it's expensive is not because of the land. The land could be pretty much given from free from the government. Materials can be local made, a lot of them. And labor, you can build your own house. It's not that hard. But the human nature, as we know it, push those prices up and up so we can have the best of the best just for the few. Rightly so in some cases, because people, just like I say, just multiplying themselves so much. We are so many of us right now. It's just simply a cheap commodity by now. We kind of outprice ourselves in a way. we became cheap because we are so many of us. So yeah, that's the reality. That's a really nice one. Look at this. Pretty good. I mean, overall, not so bad. Potential, yeah, it's beyond potential by now. I mean, let's just show it how nice it can be there, how nice you can live. So that, like I said, potential, it's already showing. They have even a small beach here. Let's check this one, but it's organized, so it's not gonna be that great. Oh, for above, looking even better. Yeah, nice. If anything of those, it wasn't organized, it would be 10 times better. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, do you want more than this? I don't think so. Again, depends a lot of the prices now. If they... Oof, it's gonna be a tough one because you are a small country, you want to keep the population low or even going down. You can't have too many tourists, otherwise they're gonna ruin everything. So they have to jack up the prices to keep only the one that are willing to pay a lot of money to come here, so we can actually have some sort of a control. And in the progress, make a lot of money with very few investments. So yeah, that sucks, but that sucks because the other population, neighboring country, has way too many people comparing with them, so they're trying to kind of protect themselves, which is kind of understandable. It sucks for us because we are way too many and everyone wants to go in nice locations for almost free. And that's not just possible with that many people. If we are like, I don't know, 100 times less than we are today, it would be a different economy, a different discussion. It would be a way different way of living. But in this case, it's rightly so in a way, kind of the best that they can do even as a government level. Just you don't take the risk with humans, giving them too much. They already have in the past a bit more, and look what they done. Just they are like 10 times more than it's supposed to be, comparing with the last century. So yeah, I guess it's kind of rightly so in a way that you're just trying to keep the population somehow low, and it's not just for Montenegro; it's pretty much for every country. That's why you see those politicians going outside and say, oh, we want to improve the fertility rate and all that. That's nonsense. They don't want to do that. That's the last thing they want to do. And yeah, they should give them incentive to those people that they don't have kids. So they can get more money, less taxes, and those who have more taxes. Because let's face it, we do not need it. We are way too many. And now they have two problems. They have to manage somehow the old population and at the same time decrease the young population. So how the fuck you gonna do that? And that's why we are in this mess. So yeah, it's a interesting choice, let's say. Wow, that's kind of a dirty lake here. Look at this one. Yeah, that's not so appealing. At all. Not so appealing. What else can we find here? I mean, I'm looking for the urban areas and I can find them right here, which is urban area. Villages, small towns like that. Again, not so bad. Wow, I'm taking some risk here. Not so bad, but in the same time, definitely it can be improved a lot. So yeah. I mean, it feels like a nice place to live. I'm not sure exactly, like I say, probably those nice countries, small ones, they're gonna have a really good standard of living if they continue on this path at this rate next century. But next century is gonna be like some sort of a paradise. There's just, they have to have a hard border to keep the people outside so that they don't come inside. And that would be like the main problem of those countries now is like corruption and poverty, but in the next century probably is going to be like how you can keep the people out, not come in here and destroy everything that they build. That would be a huge monumental task. Even in Europe right now they kind of talk about that, but with the left in power, not even close. We will see when they remove the left and the right is gonna take their places, how well they're gonna manage them too, because they can fail every easy too. So at least they don't say that migration is good, but not enough just to say it, just have to act against it. So yeah, we'll see how efficient they can. Otherwise, yeah, Montenegro, again, one of those great countries. Probably I assuming right now, I'm not sure exactly, the price is going to be expensive to visit this one, and probably even expensive to buy one of those nice houses that we saw in that whatever resort it was. That was really nice on that hill. But oh, very nice. It could be a really good alternative, I would say, to Italy. Yeah, and they really got in a way lucky with this land. I mean, looking great compared, let's say, with Ukraine, not even close. They dream about something like this, and they're never gonna have it. It looks great. Not even like I said, talking about like Moldova. I think Moldova is the country that loses much people in the entire European hemisphere. It's just like they just want to live there. They just don't want to stay there. Even like I say, even if you give them a lot of money there, you still don't want to live in Moldova. It just is way too worst. There is nothing you can do there. And numbers in this case show this case. Oh yeah, looking pretty good. So far, that's in my opinion, a first world country in a way. Although they don't have the money, and probably again those people in a countryside, they struggle with jobs like everyone else. Overall, small country, small population, declining population. In my book, it's a recipe for a great country next century. So let's go with the numbers now. Like I say, 630,000 people. And they have this jump in population, which kind of hard to understand it why. The only thing is like probably a lot of Ukrainians came there. I'm not sure, but it's kind of insane to allow that many that fast. But okay. 1955, 440,000 people living in this land with 1.8% increase rate. That will be roughly around 7,600. Migration on minus around 3,000. Median age 2021. Fertility rate 4.1, which is very high. Density 33 people per square kilometers. Urban population 50% with only 70,000 people to manage. That's pretty good, I would say. That's pretty decent to manage. Fast forward to 2025, population grew now by 50% almost around that number. 632 1,000 people with minus 0.1%. That's interesting. Early change around minus 5,000, 6,000, and migration, probably a lot of those. See, they came a lot in 2022. Again, this is when the war started. Not sure exactly if it's related that much, but it's worth noticing. 26,000 and then 12,000. Now they kind of 2025. They say they'll start living like minus 9,000, 10,000. Median age double. Now it's 40. Fertility rate under replacement at 1.8, and they got under replacement rate in 1990s. Okay. Density now it's 47 per square kilometers. Urban population almost 70% with 434,000 people to manage, so not a huge amount. But this is more interesting. Look at this. By 2050, population is going to be around 500,000 people, probably just a bit under. Yearly change minus 0.7%. Yearly change is going to be around minus 4,000 people. Migration minus 1,000, 2,000, around that number. Median age 45, so not that older. Fertility rate 1.7, so they stay steady. Probably that's gonna be a bit lower, I would say. 1.5, 1.4 is gonna be better for them, just dropping the population a bit faster. A country like this should have around 50,000 people, and they're gonna live like way better, way better. Density is gonna be like around 40, which is like 39 more than it's supposed to be. Urban population is gonna be around 85% with 455,000 to manage, so pretty much almost unchanged. Life expectancy is very high here. It's 77 years old for both sexes. Females 80s, males 74. Infant mortality rate, it's 1.8, one of the lowest that I've ever seen, and deaths under the age of 5, 3.2. This one could be a bit lower, but it's very good, and they just already going lower those numbers. They're doing very well. The pyramid, I expected to have a base much shakier, but no, it's very solid. It's getting narrow and narrow, which is a good thing. Again, I am advocating for this lowering population. It's insane what's happened in the last 200 years. They have a male surplus population by the age of 34, 36, and then they go in female ones. Overall, a pretty full pyramid, I would say. It looks much more like a pyramid. Economy, well, it's small country, small population. I don't expect to see some huge numbers, but let's see it. 9.3 billion US dollars, and PPP around 21 billion US dollars. Again, not huge economy. Growing rate 6.5, 3.2, 3.2. I mean, they are on plus, but such a small economy should have at least 10%, 15%, even higher than that to really improve. And in the same time, minus 1, minus 2% in, minus even 3% in population decline every year. That would be like really good numbers. GDP per capita, it's around 15,000 US dollars. And PPP around 34,000 US dollars. So they say they kind of go down with the PPP. Pretty interesting. Agriculture 7.5, industry 15, 16%, services 76%, pretty solid in 2016. Okay, that's probably changed by now. Yeah, inflation is pretty high, 4.3%. It's quite a lot. I mean, any inflation is bad in my book. I don't care why they say those economics that a bit of inflation is good. It's never good. It's just gonna make your money worth less. And we're gonna see that we're gonna change the system and we're gonna go in like zero inflation or just under zero inflation to increase the value of the money actually. It's gonna be much interesting there. They already export a lot to European Union, then they import a lot to European Union. So yeah, in that department they're doing pretty decent. Corruption in Montenegro. Well, let's see how well they're doing in this department. Let's see it. Montenegro 46 points and they got down 2 points. Not so well. They are perceived as a more corrupt country, unfortunately. I'm gonna have some high expectation for. They're looking pretty good, and such a small country should supposed to have like at least the 70 points being in a blue, but unfortunately, it's not. Corruption, it's way too strong, I guess. It is what it is with, again, human nature. Religion, 75% Christians, 20% Islam. I didn't see that much Islam from the 360 and street views that we check. What else can we see here? I'm looking for some images. Yeah, that's a nice dam, a fort, fortification. Okay, they have some sort of a historical map there. They have some sort of a navy there, Yugoslav navy. I mean, they clearly have some rough times too, but now it's looking genuinely just looking great. 2019 law on religious communities. Okay, so they have this kind of problems, but fine. I guess it's better than corruption in a way. Yeah, looking pretty good. These mountains, like I say, landscape here is like if you're looking for those nice country to settle, I think Montenegro is a really good candidate. If they drop that corruption, ooh, there's gonna be a really good candidate to just moving there and having a really nice life there. It genuinely does look like that. Yeah, one of those gay weird parades. That's a minus point again. They didn't do that well there. What else can we see here? Yeah, overall, even the infrastructure looks nice as we saw it. Lakes, mountains, on the beach, on the coast. It's good. It's actually good. Again, if they drop the population somehow faster, like I said, around between 1 and 3% per year, it's gonna be like really. Now they're like minus 1% almost because the migration should be around 0, to be honest. I mean, like plus minus in years. Yeah, if migration is close to minus, that shows that people, they just improve their life there in the country and they don't want to move out, so that's a good thing. And not being too high on plus, it means they don't import a lot of people from other countries. That's gonna destroy the balance. But overall, like I say, 500,000 people, it's a bit high. It's a bit high. Like I said, probably around 50,000 people here is gonna be like absolutely perfect. But yeah, we will see how well they can manage with 10x less population. Otherwise, I really like it. It's kind of one of my favorites so far here because the land, because of the population, they're doing very well here. I have another favors. I'm looking forward to Slovenia and Croatia, but those are bigger countries, so not that great feeling about them comparing with this almost 500,000 people country. But we will see how well they're doing. This one seems to have everything, at least from above. Let's call it like that. Yeah, on the ground level, probably, and it's not gonna have like huge opportunities in job markets and stuff like that. But again, it's Balkans, it's Eastern Europe with some other countries in Eastern Europe. Here it's more likely part of the Southern Europe, obviously, but we will see how well they doing by the half of the century. By 2050 is going to be interesting to see where they land, and then after that, by the end of century, probably they're going to consolidate a pretty well nice land to live. Fortunately, they're going to have some better rules with like every other countries around them, so they don't make everything so expensive, but at the same time, you don't want to have the entire Europe coming to you. That's exactly what's happened to France and Germany and England, Spain, Italy, when just the entire African countries pour into them and just destroys everything that they built in the last few centuries. So yeah, if you're living there, leave a comment, say how things are there. Personally, I really like it, so it's clearly worth at least visiting if the price is right, and you can find, who knows, maybe you want to start a business or something like that, and the fiscal code and corruption allows it. Could be actually a pretty good country to move, but we will see. Yeah, check the other videos that I make, and see you next time.